Hello everybody, my name is Katrinka. I'm a professional singer and a vocal coach, and welcome back to my channel. A couple videos ago we've done IU and her performance on Dingo Killing Voice, and you know that I absolutely fell in love with that girl. Few of you actually mentioned in the comments that she was pretty sick during that performance and that might have contributed to that little nasal timbre that she had, and a lot of you recommended for me to go and check other of her performances and her music to really see what she's working with. So I went and checked out what is happening in IU world, and I got very excited. She has a lot of new things coming out, and I made myself look appropriate. You can see that I have very stylized makeup, especially for today's video, because we're gonna be reacting to LILAC and the Epilogue, which both are the songs that recently came out. LILAC actually came out 3 weeks ago, and Epilogue yesterday. So we are fresh and we are absolutely ready. If you are interested in everything music and singing related, this is the right place for you, so please don't forget to subscribe. If you are gonna subscribe to my channel, you're gonna see the polls and community posts, even the new videos way earlier than the rest of the people, because that's how YouTube algorithm sadly works right now. So please don't forget to subscribe and tap the notification bell, and you're gonna have guaranteed that you're gonna see my content as soon as it comes out. And very often community posts and the polls really help me to decide what video I'm gonna be making next, so you can really contribute to my content. If you want to connect with me on more personal human level, don't forget to follow me on my TikTok. I do way more personal stuff over there, so I hope you're gonna like it. And now, without any further ado, Miss IU and her LILAC. And after that, we're gonna check the Epilogue. Oh, there she goes. So, I found that she's an actress as well and has her own podcast, so this human being is incredibly hardworking. Okay, so I see what you guys meant. A lot of you said that during Dingo she had either allergy, but definitely a stuffed nose that really contributes to a little bit more of a nasal timbre. It's not that prominent with her now. Maybe it's because it's also studio recording, but it's a little less prominent, which is okay. I liked that nasal timbre quality, so just don't come for me. I like her voice overall though, and she, now that I'm seeing the pattern, I see her singing here, I saw her singing there. Definitely these very intricate choices that she's making with the power in her voice are probably a signature thing for her. She chooses absolutely wonderful if she's gonna go with a full voice, if she's gonna push a little bit more or make it extremely light and airy. Really hard to steal or mimic because it's just so typical for her. In just the tiny small snippet that we had there, she used all three kind of levels of her voice. We had like that super airy runs up, which is almost no pressure, just a lot of air through. Then we had like her full voice usage for a little bit more of the lower levels of her voice, and the belt was very thin in her mix, but it was still quite piercing. So really, all three within a short phrases. I really love it.
기분이 바라건 노래 부르네
Ooh, I like the horn there.
살짝 올린 채 어쩜 이렇게 하늘은 더 바람은 더 완벽한 건지 오늘따라 내
Isn't it a wonderful idea of that a tiny, adorable human being kicking someone's butt? Did I say butt on YouTube? Well, never mind. If I cannot say butt, then I'm gonna see you on the other side of the river, the demonetized one. Let's continue.
맘에 들어 정말만 그래
Oh, hell yeah, girl.
예쁘다고 해줄래 어느 이별이 이토록 달콤할까 Love is almost missed dream 거치는 날 goodbye 이런 걸 말이 어울려 영거운 잎 같은 안녕
Is literally almost no pressure from the throat. It's very highly placed in the head. There's a lot of air through, no pressure. It's supposed to almost feel like blowing the glitter out of your hand and it just falls everywhere. And then she continues with way more grounded parts with her full voice and just creates this beautiful contrast there. You're gonna hear it. And the final belt, which is again way more lightweight and way more thin, but very sustainable. I really have to say that I like the clip as well. I've seen this kind of usage of the animated part in the videos a lot in K-pop, and I think it's just a really interesting detail to add into that because it kind of adds another layer of like emotions and feelings into the video. I'm so super happy that I get to hear the whole song now because on Dingo we just heard a snippet of this song, but she was singing it there live. A lot of people come for vocal coaches for reacting to music videos and not only live performances. I like to choose predominantly live performances, but I don't really have a problem to reacting to music video as well. And I really gotta say that the difference between her live performance and the music video is almost uncanny. Like out of that tiny nasal timbre, the way she's singing it, the technique that she's using is the same. This is one of the best cases of studio recording and the live performance being almost uncanny. So this just talks about her quality. I am happy that I got to react to this, and let's finish this real quick. Her belts are so sustainable because she's not pushing into them at all. It's very well placed. The tones are very well placed. It's just giving her an opportunity for a beautiful, long, sustained tone that a lot of people just want belts that are heavy, that are very substantial. And she is a good example of the belts do not always have to be very heavy with a heavy vibrato on top of that. Of course, those are beautiful. I enjoy those a lot. But also, there's always a way to go with a belt like this. So make it in your mix, make it airy, lightweight, putting any kind of a strain on your voice. And it's very sustainable in the long run, very sustainable. I think it also definitely helps that she's an absolutely gorgeous human being. There were a lot of like close-ups to her face, and Jesus Christ, she's stunning.
난 구름처럼
Okay, so that was Lilac. I enjoyed it a lot. I remember it vividly from the medley, and it was one of my fave songs from the medley. And before I went to watch this, now on the video, I didn't really connect it with within my head that it's the song that I liked within the medley. But like when you hear the main melody, you immediately get reminded of like, oh yeah, that's the one. I like the playfulness of this song, but at the same time, I still like all the layers that she's put in the song with her voice. I feel like IU, who is said to be also the author of her songs, apparently she not only writes them, but she has a lot to say into the whole arrangement and the whole music mix, which thumbs up. I really love when the artist has an idea in their brain and just know exactly how do you want it to look. I think that usually works out way better. And I think that's why her songs are just so carefully tailored for her. They are very suiting to her voice. They are not only suiting to her voice, but they are suitable for her technique. I think Lilac overall is very playful. It's a little flirty. I really like the whole atmosphere of the song. And one really last thing that I want to mention with the whole technique that she's using and how she's playing with her voice. A lot of people think that you have to have quite substantial voice to be able to create a lot of contrast within the song. So you have to have a really heavy bass, and then you really need a very tiny head voice. But no, you can have also a voice like her, where at the very base of her voice, where she's using her full voice, it's just a slightly heavier, and then her head voice is very light and airy, and her mix is just slightly more substantial, and it still creates tons of contrast. So you don't have to always go for black and white and just like complete opposites to create a contrast. It can be just super light and just in the very tiny doses for it to be really recognizable. Alright, so now we're gonna check the epilogue. I would love to know the context to this one because I know that she came out with a bunch of songs recently, and this is like the last one, so maybe it's just the epilogue for this kind of an episode. I mean, for this bunch of songs. Maybe it's an epilogue for something in her life. That can also happen. I really think that the fact that she's actress is helping her a lot to be more expressional with her voice as well.
나를 알게 되어서 기뻤는지 나를 사랑해서 좋았었는지 나를 위해 불렀던 지나간 노래들이 여전히 위로가 되는지 당신이 모든 질문들에 그렇다고 대답해준다면
A lot of times I hear people talking about when someone's singing super lightly, that they're kind of have it easier than people who put a lot of substance in their voice. But honestly, you have to have a lot of control to keep it very tight and very airy and just not let the voice completely crumble down. There has to be a lot of control for very intricate and lightweight singing as well.
그것만으로 끄덕이게 되는 나의 삶이란 충분히 의미있지요 내 맘에 아무 의문이 없어 난 이렇게 흘러가요 어디에도 없지만 어느 곳에 나 있겠죠 가능하리라 믿어요
Okay, this really resembles the movie. Again, I do really believe that her acting background is contributing a lot into her music, and maybe it might sound silly at the beginning because it's like acting is something completely different than singing, but not really completely. Acting is a certain type of expression. Singing is also a certain type of expression, and acting can contribute into kind of better portraying of your emotions. So I really think that she's using tons and tons of tiny micro expressions within her voice that she might have adapted from the acting world. Oh yeah, definitely an old movie vibe. Also, in this song, she's singing quite differently than she usually does. And scene. IU is definitely a diva and a huge character and personality in a tiny human being. I don't know why, but I get a vibe from her that she is that kind of person that is bigger than life, especially when you meet them and they have just this insane creative energy, and she is very comfortable with her singing. She is very confident. We could see it actually on the Dingo. She was sick. I didn't know about it. A lot of singers, when they're sick, they're uncomfortable just like every other person. We're uncomfortable. We are not as confident in our voice because sickness can influence the voice to the point where you can get voice crack out of nowhere and you cannot really control it. And she didn't really let anyone see anything. She didn't let anyone see her sweat. She was very cool and collected about that. She had a lot of confident energy, and you wouldn't even know that she really has any kind of problem during the singing. But with IU, you really can see she's writing her own music because the songs are fitting her like a glove. It's really incredible. And maybe that's where also her confidence is coming from. She's confident in her work and she's confident with her voice within her work. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments section if you want to see more of IU and what you would recommend to me. And here is the subscribe button. Don't forget to subscribe. Here is the video that YouTube algorithm actually recommended for you. And here is the rest of my K-pop and J-pop reactions. Please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.